podcast. I want to welcome everybody. We're having a pretty crazy start to this one as we're trying to do this in 3 different venues today. So that's always fun. Live over here in the halftime app, and we are on YouTube and all the other platforms in the world where you carry a podcast. So today we will be talking NBA. We have all my counterparts, my co-parts, my partners in crime. We got Jack Neary, we got Liam, and we got Lamar, and we got myself, Paul, and we are the guys from EDF Sports, theeverydayfan.com. Go check us out, see what we got. We all are right for it. We got good stuff on just about anything you want to, anything going on today. We got it for you. Say hello, everybody. Say hello, Jack.
What
Liam.
on, everybody? This is great. Liam's really excited. We are on, I believe it's 100 platforms at this
At
point.
least.
We're striving for 101. So if you guys could let us know another platform, that would be fantastic. We are echoing everywhere, right? What's Philly look like right now, Liam? How we doing down there? Are we feeling good, Sixers land?
What do we got on today, Liam? What do we got? I see the hat. I can't see the jersey. There it is. Philly.
Thursday of the day, we bring out the Joel Embiid jersey. We need to bring home a second dub for the city.
Ooh, a second dub. And Lamar. What's going on, Lamar? Uh-oh.
Not too much, just chilling.
Yeah. Everybody been enjoying these playoffs so far?
Have.
Yeah,
It's been a lot of fun so far.
It feels like real basketball, right? There's defense. There's a little bit of anger and frustration. But we had a fight breakout.
There's been a couple of good scuffles so far. It's actually looked like playoff basketball. I've been happy. Right now, we got this Philadelphia game going on, and I don't know what to say. I mean, I wanted Washington to do a little more. I'm gonna let you have the stage. I know you're pointing at it. I see it. I'm gonna let you have the stage because there's not much I can say. I wanted Washington to do better. I wanted it to be better, but I don't think it's going to do anything. I think that we know where this is headed, don't we, Liam?
I think so. And Paul, your inkling to root against me. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. You better believe the Sixers are penciled in for the Eastern Conference Finals, barring injury, because we're not losing to the Hawks or Knicks next round either.
Well, you know how fun that would be.
What's that beeping going on?
I think we're getting a UFO landing into. We got people from all over, so you never know. You know, they come from.
That's the
everywhere.
101.
Cool. Well, welcome,
That's it.
alien forces. Let me tell you about my favorite team, the Sixers. We're gonna win this second game, and I think we're gonna win in 5. I think we might lose game 3, and if we don't, hey, cool. I'm ready for the Bucks and the Heat the Bucks and the Nets to beat up on each other. Just get me to the conference finals, all right? Just get me to the conference finals.
Does the East, Jack? Does it not seem like it's just going as per script? I mean, the Nets just gonna roll. Boston's rolling home.
You know, the Celtics. I mean, that's how it feels, right? For all you Boston fans, that's how it feels. It feels like you guys should have played. I mean, the Nets are just blowing that team up, and that maybe that's what has to happen in the offseason. I'm not exactly sure, but like you said, it's going to script. It's going to be Bucks. It's going to be Nets. It's going to be Sixers, and those are your 3. I like the Heat. I like Jimmy Butler, but to be quite honest, it's going to be those 3 this year.
Yeah. Hey, Lamar, how do you see the East going right now?
Either not Boston, but Philly, Nets, or the Bucks. I really want Philly to win, but the Nets can gel together. James Harden been taking a back seat a little bit, so that's good for them. So we'll see. These Nets coming around is going to be interesting.
Are the Nets just lucky right now at who they're playing, though? I mean, can they turn it up when they really need to? Are they going to be able to handle it just like this, Liam?
The Nets?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to be fine. I still have them coming out of the East in spite of my Sixers, just because I still don't see how we beat them. They just look way too good. And there's that UFO again.
what was going to happen with these first games, right? So I kind of thought the Knicks were going to win their first game at home, competitive, up in the Garden, and they didn't, right? So they lost. The Sixers played one really outstanding quarter. Besides that, it was tied in Washington, right? And Utah lost.
Yeah. Can you hear me now, by the way?
We still live?
Yeah, I got you, Paul.
All right. We have, yeah, everybody's hearing echoes. You want to take your phone maybe away a little bit, Jack? I think I'm putting mine over here and it helped a little bit. You guys lost me. That's what happens when you try to do this all over the place, right? Tried to pull it off and it ain't working so well, but that's all right.
Yeah, I just shut it down. I had to.
That's all right. We'll keep going here, man. We got this. So, so go ahead, Jack. What were you saying about Harris?
So that's how I feel. We all felt like the Knicks were going to go into the Garden. They were going to win against the Hawks. The momentum was going to help them. We thought that Philly was going to absolutely smash the Wizards. And what happened was they just had, one good quarter. Albeit they won the game by 7, but we kind of I thought by like 12 or 13. Liam, I'm sure you did as well, right? And Utah lost. I mean, Memphis, and this is a team. I think this is a must-win for the Knicks, and I think it's a must-win for the Jazz tonight. I'm going to tell you why. The Knicks need to take one out of New York to go back down to Atlanta with some kind of momentum, some kind of, bravado help. They need to feel like they can beat this team. And the Jazz, I know they had a great regular season, but you don't want to mess with a team like Memphis. Okay, forget about Ja Morant for a second. I know he's fantastic and makes everything work down there, but Memphis will scrap you. You've got Dylan Brooks, Giannis Valanciunas, Justice Winslow, who used to play down in Miami with Jimmy Butler, and Grayson Allen. Like, I'm sorry, but I don't want those guys on me all day.
Oh my God! Uh-oh, he's on you. Look at that, like a magician. He changed into a Jazz jersey. I love it, Liam.
Yeah, so the jersey of the day is Donovan Mitchell, actually, and welcome back, D. Mitch. They wrongfully held you out of game 1, a game that you should have won, and that's why they held you out. You know what? If they were playing the Lakers, say the Warriors had beaten the Lakers in that 7-8 play-in, and the Lakers are playing Utah in the first round, you think Donovan Mitchell's sitting out game 1? Hell no. So they sat him out because they thought they could beat the Grizzlies. They thought they could just take it without Donovan Mitchell. They were wrong. Dylan Brooks is a dog, and Ja Morant is a stud, and he's coming out, and D. Mitch is back. I'm excited to see D. Mitch tonight. Let's go.
Well, and that's the thing, though. That's a great point. Donovan Mitchell's back, and the Jazz are a very good basketball team. But like you said, they're scrapped. Like, do you think Grayson Allen doesn't think he's like one of the best players on the court? You can argue against it, but he walks out there. Oh, I went to Duke. I ran point guard at Duke for some of the year. I mean, Justice Winslow, another Duke guy, great defender. I don't want them on me all game. And by the way, we lost game 1. Utah has to come out swinging tonight. If it's close down the stretch, Memphis kind of holds the mental edge on them, I think.
And we will. Take it easy, pal. Listen, it's a lot different for Dylan Brooks having to be worried about Jordan Clarkson and Bojan Bogdanovic than it is Dylan Brooks having to worry about Donovan Mitchell, and then those other guys are open. I expect a huge game from Utah's shooters. I expect a very nice European battle of centers, and I expect Donovan Mitchell to take it to Dylan Brooks and get himself a rusty 30 points.
Went from -9 to -10, by the way.
You think?
So
that's
that's actually adding to your point.
-11.
And -11 now?
For me.
But hey, so you think he can come right in? He's going to come right in after all this rest, jump into the playoffs, and hit 30 points.
A rusty 30 points. Hell yeah. Have you seen Donovan Mitchell in the playoffs? Okay. He's a stud.
Okay.
30 points on 30 shots.
There you go.
24 shots.
The old Jordan rules, right? The more you shoot, the more you score.
I don't know, man. Dylan Brooks can wear him out.
That's a good series. I mean, I still think the Jazz are going to take it pretty easily, but I like Memphis. I think you see the progression that they have. You see how well they're growing over the time. And if they keep this up, believe me, next year, a year and a half, they're going to be a scary team.
You know what that means? It means that we got to shout out Taylor Jenkins because he gets no love. He's a great coach.
I mean, Memphis is
That's
everything
true.
New Orleans wants to be, right?
Yes. My guy. I was Ja over Zion, and I still am.
Yeah, so was
one guy's in the playoffs.
So was Jerry West, by the way. It was a well-kept secret, but so was Jerry West.
Hey, Jerry West used to run Memphis. I bet you he was given some brain trust in there.
Jerry West was really good in the general manager role everywhere he's always been. He's done an excellent job at that, and he said that he thought the longevity of what Morant can do, it will far outweigh what Zion Williamson can.
All I wanted to see was him progress this year because I just didn't through the whole first part of it, I didn't really see it. But towards the end, I mean, he came on.
I saw progression from the Warrior games he played. That one game they're just leaving it open there in the shoot. And he came back in that playing game and he was knocking them shots down. He took it personal. You can tell by the way he was playing.
I liken him almost to Josh Allen because he was almost too raw. And then immediately he was awesome. But you saw the fact that he could be awesome. He showed sweet potential, even though Josh Allen only completed 52% of his passes. Even though John Morant is a liability from 18 feet and out. Now it's just it was just an explosion all at once. And I love watching it. He's fearless.
But we all agree Utah, right? They're still going to come out of this even from what we've seen.
Yeah.
Jack.
Yeah.
Oh,
Utah Mavericks next
look at
round.
Jack.
I'm ready for it. I was ready for Utah Clippers, but I'll take Utah Mavericks.
Look at Jack right there. I don't think he's in this. I think he's got another story to tell.
Don't tell
I'm
me.
actually not because I think I don't think the Morant is fine, right? And he's got much better, and Donovan Mitchell's coming back, and that's part of the story. But I think Valanciunas can really get Gobert in foul trouble. I think he's smart and savvy. I think that's the real problem. If Gobert gets in foul trouble,
he can. Yes, he has that tendency.
He has the tendency. But you need to be smart enough, almost like the Joker in Denver, to get him there. And Valanciunas can. And I think if he starts getting inside of Gobert, we can have a real problem going on because Memphis' bench, I believe, is a little bit better than Utah's. That's where all those scrappers come in. And I'm telling you, if you give an underdog the idea that they're going to walk in there and win, that's a real problem. I know what the line says today, and that's because Utah needs to come back. But if Utah wins by 4, that building in Memphis is going to be rocking.
I got 2 things for you. One, I just cannot agree about the bench point when they have 2 candidates for 6th man of the year and the 6th man of the year on Utah. Which, by the way,
whatever that is.
I want to say that I made this point last week. I made this point when it was Lou Williams and Montrezl Harrell from a couple years ago. One of them has to be the 7th man on the team. You can't have 2 6th men on one team. It's mathematically impossible. Buck the trend of having 2 6th men candidates for one team. It can't happen. All right, carry on. But my second point was, if you're choosing the Grizzlies, have the courage of your convictions and bet me.
I'm only betting spreads. What do you want me to bet you?
Only betting spreads. Bet me a friendly $10 on the series.
A Tinsky on the spot.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, fine. I cannot believe you're taking an 8 seed.
All these platforms we heard.
I'm taking the lead I'm taking the lead in the series right now. That's what I'm taking.
Oh no! So would you have taken the Suns over the Lakers at 1-0?
I would have taken the Suns over the Lakers before the series started.
Give me another $10.
Oh.
The Suns are the better team. The Suns are the better team with the best player injured right now.
Give me another $10.
Which is the only difference, by the way, in the series. The only difference in the series.
Won last night.
What did the Lakers win by 5 last night? 6 points. They didn't look
I
bad.
could make so much money off of Jack.
That's the only shot. That's the only chance the Suns have to win the first 2 games.
You tell him, Lamar.
Yeah, they might win now because Chris Paul's injured.
I don't care if he's injured or not. Them games could be close.
LeBron's slow and Drummond's a boxer.
They got too many.
Hey, Drummond had a good game last night.
You only keep giving,
He's boxing.
keep giving the Lakers 15 to 16.
Uh-oh.
He's Sonny Liston. You got Sonny Liston on the Lakers.
He's giving them 15.
Oh, listen, I like the underdog.
He can look like.
Look, I think that the Suns had a real chance with Chris Paul playing the way that he was playing, doing the things he was doing. But once that injury happened, you could see a little bit of their deflation, and they picked it up. They came through good. Booker did his thing. I thought Booker chewed him up when they tried to double him. That backfired big time because he was finding the open guy. They were hitting the shot. They did what they had to do, but over longevity without Paul, I'm just not sure that can happen.
I'm going to tell you what the real problem with the Lakers is, though. I shouldn't be able to scream at my TV, right? I shouldn't be able to scream at my TV. He can't dribble and shoot with his right hand. And you let him dribble with his left hand all the way up the court. Like, all you need to do is double to one side. Coach didn't call it out. LeBron, the GOAT genius, didn't call it out. Nobody called it out. Paul clearly couldn't do anything with his right hand. He was doing his shot was a joke. One of us could have beat him at a horse. It was unfair. That was my whole point. Like, you should have been able to just obviously take him out of the game, but he was able to manipulate it because he's Chris Paul and you didn't take away his right hand.
I mean, but like
you didn't take away his left.
He was taken out of the game anyway, though. He only played 23 minutes and had, 5 or 6 points on 6 total shots or 5 total shots? Like there's – if you're not playing the stretch run of a playoff game, a closely contested playoff game at like there's something wrong with you. He's too hurt. He was taken out anyway. The Lakers didn't have to do anything special. And in fact, they should have let hampered Chris Paul do whatever he wanted for his minutes on the court and double Booker. And that's kind of what they did.
Right. No, but don't let Paul dribble up with his left arm and then double Booker. And you're out the door. You're out the door. Double Booker and let Paul shoot. But you didn't do any of it.
Hey, give props to Cameron Payne. Played pretty admirably.
You said they should bang on that shoulder?
Yeah. Yep. Get Sonny Liston on there to smash down on him.
Picks everything. Yep. That's what he would do. You see what he tried to do to LeBron, and they're supposed to be friends.
What did he do to LeBron? LeBron flopped over him.
That was a perfect block out. Let's not even get into that. Come on. That was textbook. He stuck his back end out.
How did you let someone under 6 foot block you out and you're the GOAT? Please stop it now.
When you don't, when you ain't looking for it.
He left the line early. The announcer kept saying it over and over. You go, watch LeBron leave early.
So y'all gonna tell me Chris Paul, clean player? That dude's dirty. That dude's dirty.
No one dives into the wood like LeBron James.
You do that. You play like Stockton. Do that dirty stuff that don't get called.
So we're talking NBA and wrestling on Sunday, and LeBron flops will be on perfect display.
I can bring a little wrestling knowledge into the game. Look, I was a total wrestling nerd growing up. I'll still watch every gimmicky pay-per-view every now and then because, listen, even at the age of 22, knowing the scripture and all that, I still get excited for a tables, ladders, and chairs match. I just do. So, you know what? Bring it on. I can't wait to talk a little bit of wrestling.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. But you are right, Jack. I mean, that was bad. And there was one clip that I seen where he fell down and was acting like he was really hurt. Something else started happening. He got up and ran over there, and as soon as it was done, he fell back down on the ground.
But if you show the replay and it doesn't even look like he got hit in the head and you call a foul, not only should you retract the foul, you should throw him out of the game. Because what he's doing is he's mocking the game of basketball. That's really what he's doing. He's mocking your intelligence, and he's mocking the game of basketball.
Let him mock your intelligence then, because he's smarter than anybody else.
If you get away with it, why stop doing it? I mean, I hate the flop too, but if they're going to be calling it, then why?
Because if you're an artist and you're a really good one, you draw fantastical pictures. You just don't go, here you go, pay me. Isn't that one great? Look what I did over here. Crayons, and you'll love it. Sell it for $10,000.
So Jack, are you completely just discounting abstract artists right here, right now? Is that what you're claiming on this show? Is that what you're claiming on this show?
No, we love abstract artists. Okay, we're not going there.
Never. Not the abstract ones. No, not at all. But the ones that are like, hey, I'm paid to paint something, and I just go look at. There's a stick figure of a person when I was supposed to build muscles around the man. Okay, and I get paid for it anyway. Right? That's what he's doing. Oh, I got away with it. I got away with it. Well, that's fantastic. You got away with it. So what you're getting? There's a 5-minute YouTube clip of you flopping. I don't make it up. I watch it and laugh.
Okay. That's perfect, I guess, to move on since we want to go on to some flopping. How about the Clippers? Are
Calling
they
me out an
flopping
abstract artist.
Huh?
Calling me out on abstract art. I love abstract art. My whole face is abstract.
You called yourself out, pal.
Oh, I got a handlebar mustache. I am abstract as it gets, brother.
Every bit. Yep. You got to believe it. You know that's why. Shout out to the big audience in Argentina. That's probably it right there. The mustache.
We love you, Argentina.
You know, that's how we go. We love you guys out there. So let's talk about the Clippers, though. Are they flopping right out of this the playoffs or what?
Oh, the flips are done, man, and I'm so happy because I took them last year to win it all, and I was just I was devastated for about 2 months after they lost, just because I felt like 18 months of hard-earned takes and labor all went to dust in a 3-1 debacle. But either way, I didn't pick them this year. I thought with my head. I mean, I picked them to win this series, but that's all end all be all because I didn't think that Dallas was going to be shooting out of their mind. But this is just crazy. I don't know how like they're possibly like fixable because it's like a weirdly constructed roster, but they always seem to either be in it or above at the end or nearing the end, and then they can't close like ever. Like any time that they're on TV and the lights of anything, they can't close, and it's just like it's really unfathomable, and like I can't understand it because Doc couldn't figure it out, Ty Lue couldn't figure it out. Doc said that Ty Lue wouldn't be able to figure it out. it doesn't make any sense. And it's one of the premier 5 best players in the NBA today. And on skill set alone, Paul George is a top 12 to 15 talent wise. Yes. So it doesn't make sense why they are where they are and how they get to be where they get to be. But it sure is fun to talk about their failures. And look, I love Kawhi and I love Paul George. Paul George is one of my first favorite basketball players. And I was right about Kawhi when he was just like a defensive 18-minute guy, right? In San Antonio, I said he was going to be a superstar. He became a superstar, and I felt like I love them both. But it is fun to watch them fail. It's fun to watch any stupid story fail.
I'm never hanging out with you when I'm doing poorly, ever. You'll just be narrating every one of my failure all day. I knew it. There he goes again.
Dude, I'll run the roast on my own people. I'm not afraid. Pick it up, boys. Funny. Let's get hey, if they win 2 in Dallas, we can have a different discussion on next week's podcast.
It's funny. Porzingis looks like just a tad bit. He kind of looks like Ivan Drago from Rocky IV. And the Mavs are treating the Clippers like Apollo Creed. They are just smashing them. And the Clippers have no fight. They have no life. That's where I was going there. The Clippers have no fight. They have Paul George playoff syndrome. Kawhi Leonard can no longer play himself into shape. That knee is degenerative. That's my belief. You know, I know that the doctors keep everything a secret, but it's over. Right, La La Land, all of it, it's over. That super team is put to sleep, in my opinion, and I don't know where those guys are going to go. Where are you going to say that you're going to do better?
I saw one theoretical trade that made sense from a perspective of a team that needs a scoring wing and a team that needs a scoring guard, and that's trading C.J. McCollum for Paul George.
I mean, that I don't see nothing wrong with that, really. But for me right now, the problem with the Clippers is the Mavs. I don't think – I mean, the Clippers are having their own problems like they always do, and we all knew they were going to do this. Come on, anybody who didn't was a Clippers fan probably. But but other than that, like we all knew that, right? And then now you come up against a team who I said beforehand even had a player in Luka who has the ability to expose some of your weaknesses, because to me, a lot of what the Clippers do is due to a scheme, a type of the talk, all of that goes into how they play their defense, how they do all that. And Luke is just one of those guys who none of that will bother him. None of that will matter to him. And so they try, and he just continues to take it to his spot and get his shot, and or get his team a shot. And I felt like that was just being overlooked so much, the Dallas team itself and how they mismatch against this Clippers team. And so to me, the Clippers are doing their thing, but so are the Mavericks, and put that together, and I see a first-round exit for the Clippers. I mean, look, you got to win 4 out of the next, five? They had 2, right? 4 out of the next 5. I mean, can you do that against Luka? Can you do that? I mean, that's a tall hill to climb right there. Right, Lamar?
They're a weird team, though, Dallas.
Yeah.
Aren't they?
Pretty much gotta, if they want to get back into it, they got to win the next 2 games on the road to even the series, if they even have a chance to get back into it. But yeah, the Clippers offense has been playing fine. They just can't stop. They just can't stop what Dallas is doing. Luka killing them, playing horse out there, shooting one-legged 3-point shots. These Hardaway Jr. getting like wide open threes. Like, man, these NBA players, you leave them wide open, they gonna hit the shot. We got to figure it out. And Pat Beverly out there stealing money.
I read a story about Hardaway Jr., right? When he was the reason why the Knicks drafted him, because he opened his workout, he hit 23 out of 25 threes, and they go, "We're done here."
Yeah, they definitely have the talent, and that's the thing, is that they're coming through. They're hitting the shots when he's making the pass. When Luka's making the pass, they're hitting the shots down. Now, that's not going to always happen. So you could see the Clippers getting a game or 2, but I just don't see them getting 4 of the next 5 and getting that lucky. I think that the Dallas can shoot, they can score, and that poses a problem when you can't stop that and you're down 0-2.
Really, what we're saying is, you're the Clippers.
The flippers, the floppers.
You're always the Clippers.
Right now, Atlanta is 35-31 up on New York with 6 minutes or a little over 6.5 to go in the second quarter.
That's a New York game, though. New York likes it sloppy, and they like low scoring. It's
in New York, right? Are they going to take this one? They're going to come out of this one?
Yeah, I think the Knicks have to. I mean, that there's no end, or they have to. They have to win this game, and I think it's a must win for the Knicks and the Jazz. Probably more of a must win for the Knicks. I mean, the Knicks gotta get over, and like they match up and they play the Hawks tough. I think they've been in anywhere from 4 to 5 overtimes with the Hawks in the past 2 seasons. So like they're really tight knit, and they need to believe that they can get this team outside of the regular season. You need a victory, right? The mindset, it helps. You need to know you can get over a team. Like we were just saying with Dallas and LA, Dallas can actually get up 3-0 on this team. And then LA is not going to do anything. They're not going to fight back. I mean, they're not.
Yeah, they don't have much of a history of doing that anyway. But is Trey too much for them? Can Trey do this on his own? Because he had a solid first game. He looked like he's having a pretty good second game. It doesn't seem like the playoffs at all have shaken him, or for that matter, if you've noticed, it hasn't seemed to shaken a whole lot of people this year. All these young guys that are coming in are acting like it's just another game, which to me is really cool because we've had some really good games and people stepping up. So is Trey himself, can he carry these Hawks?
I'll tell you what, I'll stand on the podium right here, and I'll tell everyone that I don't believe that Trae Young's a good basketball player. I actually don't. I don't. No, I don't believe he's a good basketball player. No, I think what he does is he manipulates.
Are not shared by the olives. No.
No, he manipulates the rules to get fouls. He shoots threes fine. He's a fantastic YMCA player. But as far as defense goes and everything else, I mean, if he was great, he wouldn't need to get to the line 15 times a game. He wouldn't need to stop mid-play and have a player come and he get a ticky-tack foul. I don't think that's basketball. You know who else doesn't think that's basketball? Because he said it right to a referee in the middle of the game? Steve Nash. Steve Nash goes, I understand it's a foul. That's not basketball, and that's not what I'm interested in watching. Consumer as a fan of the game. I don't turn on and watch Trae Young. I don't.
Cool. Well, so answering your question, Paul, can Trae Young do it alone? No, but that's why he has a team. And the team is more talented than the Knicks. The Hawks are more talented than the Knicks. The Knicks were known for what? A hard-playing brand of basketball in the regular season. Newsflash, playoffs. Everybody plays hard. So what happens when everybody plays hard? Talent takes over. The Hawks, I don't know if they're going to win this game. They're going to win the series. They're going to go on to lose to the Sixers. Now back to Jack's point. Trae Young is a good basketball player because he's able to play basketball at a high level doing things his own way. Now it's not the sign of doing it his own way makes him the good basketball player, but it's like a sign of like in the NBA, how about you stop him then? If you like, he's going to average 25 points and 9 assists. If you don't like how he does it, Jack, then propose a plan to stop him because nobody's done it yet. He's scoring points. He's winning games. He's found a way to position his team as the 5 seed in the Eastern Conference playoffs, and they're going to win a first-round series in his first playoff series. He's winning games how he can. He's playing how he can. It's not his fault. His skill set's limited to what it is. And if he wants to draw a foul in a way that he's crafted to draw a foul, let him. James Harden's done the same thing. I'm sure you've watched a lot of James Harden over the past few years, and if you haven't, that's your own fault.
Well, it's funny you say that about James Harden because back in 2010, they actually changed the gather rule to incorporate what James Harden does. They actually changed the rules so he was good. That's an absolute fact. You can look that up.
That's kind of what I was. That's kind of what I was getting ready to say, though. With the rule changes that have gone on over the years and stuff, it makes it easier for a guy, his size, with his
you can walk with the ball now sometimes
of defensive because. The rule changes of letting them do more zones for the defense. It helps cover some of that for some of these guys. Giving them the fact that you can't even blow on them without there being a foul anymore helps all of these guys get the points and stuff that they get. So, I mean, I'm kind of with Liam on the fact that he's playing to what he's given right now, and I think he does a good job. Does he have some defensive liabilities sometimes? Sure. But that's half the NBA too. I mean, so
I just don't like AAU pouring over into the game. And like, that's what it feels like.
It's the playoffs, so he's not going to get some of these calls.
I watched like 4 of them.
You see every year James Harden doesn't get the calls that he gets in the regular season, and the Rockets never won a championship. He's going to have to figure out how to play good postseason basketball without getting all the calls he gets in the regular season, and that's fine. It's his first playoff series. So I get that you don't understand that, or I get that you don't like turning on the TV to watch Trae Young play basketball. I'm just going to tell you, from like April and May, for the next 10 years or so, when you turn on your TV, Trae Young's going to be there. And he's going to be playing at a potentially high level because he has a 4th pick next to him in DeAndre Hunter. He has an 8th pick next to him in Cam Reddish. He has great shooters around him, and he has a really, really good coach, Nate McMillan, who has never gotten his flowers.
And DeAndre Hunter's fantastic. DeAndre Hunter, in my opinion, could be the best player on that team.
Also, in my opinion, I think they are due because I know I've heard stuff that they're due to pick up some big free agents in the next couple of years too. So the Hawks aren't going anywhere. They're going to be around.
So are the Knicks. The Knicks have now made themselves back into a destination franchise.
Because everybody wants to play in the Big Apple. Now that they're relevant again, they're going to get a lot more of attention for those free agents. I think I seen something the other day where their GM was saying that was part of the luxury right now that he's having is he's actually getting phone calls.
It's just a matter of if you want to go through NBA boot camp with Tom Thibodeau, right?
Yeah, because he's going to play you 70 minutes a night.
Well,
it is NBA boot camp, though. You're right, but I'll tell you what, it works.
I love
right, whatever works.
I love Tibbs' defense, though. Lamar, what do you think of the Hawks and Trae?
I think they're a pretty good team. Still, they're missing a couple pieces, though, still, but who knows? They can get Kawhi. If the Clippers lose this first round, Kawhi is gone. I don't see him staying there.
You think he'd go to Atlanta? That's interesting. Where do you see him going? Because I sort of agree too. If they lose in this first round, he's gonna head off. But where does he go? who needs him and enough that he will be the man and he can still win.
Does he want to contend?
Hard to say. I heard a lot of people talk about a lot of people.
What's that? I think we lost him. Go ahead, Liam.
Are we putting the parameter on he's going to go to a contender, or are we talking just like anywhere?
Well, see, I think it's a team to me that's on the verge because he's always
That's what he
been
did last time.
Yeah.
Well,
I
if he's
mean,
going to do the same thing last time,
2 times,
definition
right?
of insanity is, you try the same thing twice and you expect different results. Well, then why wouldn't you go to the Knicks? Like that's the obvious choice. But if you're going to go to a contender and Kawhi obviously likes the West Coast, then why not go to Phoenix? Why not go to Portland? That Phoenix is obviously a little warmer than Portland, so why not go to Phoenix? If you want to like instantly ensure yourself like winning a championship, why not come to Philadelphia? Why not go to Boston and put yourself next to Jason Tatum? Like you could go anywhere that's like an actual like true in contention. If you want to just go on the verge, then the obvious choice is the Knicks. But like he just went to an on the verge team and he completely stripped them of everything to get him and Paul George, and they didn't win a championship. In fact,
I actually like the Phoenix take. I actually like the Phoenix take because you're right. It's warm. It always lends to your health. I think Shaq had a couple 30-point games late in his career playing in Phoenix.
Yeah, right. I like Phoenix too. I think that's a good place. And what was the other one that you said that was really good?
Portland. Hey, like, why would you go to Utah? But Utah, like, any of those places would accept a Kawhi Leonard. All those places could use a dominant wing.
I can't see him going to Utah, but I do like the Phoenix.
Can't either. But
Portland too. Portland's interesting because they have enough pieces too that you get somebody like that in there, and it could solidify Portland for a while. You know, I mean, what Dame is in his 9th year though. Are we going to go there now? Is this a segue? Can we get to it?
Well, listen, Paul. What's the one thing that Denver truly needs? A dominant wing. So, like, I mean, like Porter Jr., yes, he's on the rise. But, like, would you trade Porter Jr. for Kawhi? You're damn right you would. So, like.
I mean, you're asking me being a Nuggets fan, then I'm going to say no because Kawhi is towards the tail end to me. And
he's 9.
Oh, yeah, but he act like he look like he played like he's 40.
Thank you, Lamar.
He dropped 41 points last night.
That's last night.
He's 40.
Well, 12 points in the second half.
He's one of the top. And Damian Lillard had 10 in the first half, or in the second half. He's still at 42 points.
Well, but let's do this though. Let's not ignore Michael Porter Jr.'s health issues as well. Yes, he's a young kid, and he's coming up in the league. But I would much rather have a Kawhi Leonard because he knows how to facilitate and work around his health. Michael Porter Jr., we don't know. I mean, he's been healthier. He's looked good. Yes, he's on the rise. But, I mean, is that health going to creep up? I don't know. It's a real question to ask.
Okay, I'll tell you this right now. To be honest, I would take him, okay? I would take him because we've never tasted anything near a championship. I mean, especially in my lifetime. So, to get that ring, I guess, in the age that we live in of buying rings, and then let's buy one. Let's bring him in, Let's do it. But
look what you did, Liam.
But look, I don't see it happening because nobody's ever wanted to come to Denver. Nobody's ever wanted to go to Denver. Like
I got somewhat of a hot take. Depending on what happens with Masai Ujiri, what if he gets his guy again? Masai's gotten him once in Toronto. You don't know where he's going to be the GM next.
Yeah, and he's good. I mean, he is legitimately good. He's the one who helped start this Nuggets team that we see right now. Yep. So, the guy can do, and I'm sure that they have a relationship because that guy doesn't burn a whole lot of bridges unless it's a police officer trying to stop him from getting onto a court after a championship. But I mean, you can't make a lot of this stuff up, can you? This is no,
it's a strange realm.
Yeah, but I understand what you're saying, and we don't know where he's going, and I think he is leaving Toronto. So that'll be interesting too, because that could give us a tell of a top contender for him if Kawhi decides to take that walk. Now we're already writing him off. So did we ever get to that? Are we saying then that the Clippers are gone because we're writing Kawhi off, trying to find out where he's landing now?
Well, to be honest, I think Paul George is actually probably more likely to be traded and
going out
than
Yeah.
Kawhi. But
Right.
like the Clippers,
Yeah, Kawhi.
the Clippers as
That's
we
gonna be a
know,
free agent.
After this season?
yeah, like
Mhm.
I think he-
something's gonna change. Steve Ballmer is like
Yeah.
Steve Ballmer's like David Tepper. He's like super impulsive and like you got to win now. David Tepper is the Carolina Panthers' new owner. Like they're super impulsive and it's win now. It's been everything since Ballmer came in. Do you even remember the Kawhi Leonard and Paul George opening press conferences? Oh, this is really cool. Like this dude is a ball of win now energy, and it is tearing him apart to know he lost these first 2 games at home, and that they're going to lose this series. Something's going to be done, and you already tried to change the coach, and you already tried to, you've already seen how this iteration plays out, and you're not going to get rid of Kawhi. You're going to try and re-sign Kawhi. So I think the obvious choice would then be to see what you can amass back for Paul George. And I really like that theoretical trade I threw out earlier for CJ McCollum.
Or what about Pascal? What about Siakam? Him and Leonard did it before.
What about him?
Move George for him. Why not?
Because that's taking a loss.
Who's taking the loss?
The Clippers.
The Clippers are taking the loss?
Yeah, Pascal Siakam is not that good.
Well, he shows up in the playoffs. That's all I know.
Yeah, he is
Not
great.
last year.
To me, he's a great piece. He's a good piece.
Spicy Pete.
But you can get a whole lot
Another
of those.
pandemic Pete.
Yeah, you can get a whole lot of those anywhere. But I want to get back real quick while we're still going here. Let's get back to that Nuggets. Come on, you had all that. You wanted to tell me something about. Oh no, here we go. It went off. We're coming back with the Portland jersey. I can smell it now.
Oh, we're playing Marco Liam, right? Marco.
Yeah.
He's in the pool.
He's changing jerseys, guys. I know.
The jersey of the day is
back.
TJ
Oh my
McCollum,
God.
who I was just talking about.
CJ.
if McCollum
Green
don't
Bay
show up
University,
like that,
3J, CJ McKillum, and he's gonna kill you, Paul. It's 1-1. We have home court advantage. We have fans in Portland. You're coming into our house, and you're not winning. You're gonna win Game 5 at home. That's fine. We're gonna give it to you. Blazers in 6. I'm sorry about your precious little Nuggies.
Oh my
If they had
God.
Jamal Murray, it would
6.
probably be Nuggets in 5. But Damian Lillard and Nikola Jokic, they are going tit for tat this entire series. It's going to be a role player type series. And you know what? With 3 of the next 4 games for Portland at home, I'm taking my role players. And we are moving on to the next round to lose to the Lakers. And that is that.
There's just look. I mean, if they had that, then why wouldn't they have been? They've been in the playoffs. What, 6, 7 years straight in a row. They've only gone into the second round twice or 3 times, maybe maximum. I mean, if they had that kind of a group, if they had that kind of role players there, they would have already done something, and they ain't done nothing. Okay, and you're right.
A revolving door of pieces.
You're right. Dame and Joker are to me nullifying each other. Their stats are so similar sometimes that it's not even funny. Like they're both great, so they just nullify each other. So you're right. It comes down to everybody else. But right now, like yesterday, the other day, if Denver's guys hit, which is how they got the record they got, because they're on more than they're off, and when they're on, they are really hard to beat. Okay.
Here's the problem.
Really
Here's the problem, though. Here's the problem with Denver, though. Right? Is that who's their third best player?
Who's their
because
third best
Portland's
player?
third best player is Carmelo Anthony.
No, the third best player is Norman Powell or Nurkic.
That's even worse because you still have Carmelo Anthony on the team. And he's been playing
and
well.
That's why they won't win right there. Because if that's what you're saying, their third best player is, then to me, the Nuggets got it. You know who their third best player is? Everybody after Joker and MPJ. Okay.
No, but I agree with you. That's the thing. I
a bunch
agree.
of guys that can all play, all step up. Monte is one of the best at his turnover ratios, assist ratio in the league. Always
Do you
has.
trust
been.
your
Every
role
time he
players
comes
on the
in.
road 3 of the next 4 games?
Yes, they have a very good road record. Look at it. They got a better road record than they do a home record. I mean, the Nuggets got like the second best road record in the league. Like, yeah, I trust him on the road. And you know why? Because that big man in the middle doesn't care where he's playing basketball. He just likes playing basketball.
Well,
And
that big
also,
man in the middle
I
has
love
one
the fact
assist and you're not winning.
I love the fact too that they persist on getting physical with him because they have not watched him in their life if they think that's going to work. That just makes him go. Anybody ever seen his brothers? He's got 2 older brothers. You ever seen them? They're bigger than he is, okay? He's talked about it many times. They roughed him up his whole life, those 2 big guys. Nothing is going to scare him, okay? They used to wrestle grizzly bears growing up. Like there is nothing these guys are going to do that's going to scare him or take him off his game, you know? So to me, when they do that, it's just like it fires him up, you know?
First off, I hope no Trailblazer is scaring Nikola Jokic. But how can you say that when in game 1, they perfectly took him off his game?
How's that? What did he have? Didn't he have the same
1 assist? One assist.
Oh, he does that all the time, though. He
does not.
Yes, he does.
No, he did. 1 assist? No, he does not.
Yes, he does that periodically when he goes into his scoring mode and he gets out of his passing mode. And you know what? That's when we don't do very good. And we didn't do very good. Now, when you look at him when he has his complete games, which is almost always because he averaged, 24, 8, and 12? Like, that's an average out of 72 games. So he has more of those games than he does those ones. So I will put my money that he has at least 1 more triple-double, but possibly 2 triple-doubles in this series alone coming up.
I'd just like to say really quick that I'm glad I didn't grow up in the Jokic household wrestling grizzly bears because I it wouldn't go well.
I'll give you 2 Jokic triple doubles. The home team's winning every game left in this series, which means Portland wins in 6.
Lamar, help out here, man.
Portland, I still think Portland made a big mistake getting rid of Trent Jr.
I agree.
That's just me. I mean, he was knocking down open threes. He was scoring off the dribble. He was playing defense. But as far as this series go,
come on, Lamar.
I still kind of like the Nuggets because if CJ McCollum gonna show up in game 3, because game 2 I didn't even know he was out there.
That's why we're hypothetically trading him for Paul George to find out.
No, that was CJ.
I mean, that makes sense. It does. That's a good trade, actually. I mean, that kind of makes sense. But I can't talk bad about CJ. I just can't. Like, the man to me is one of the best 2 guards. And by the way, I know it's going to sound stupid, but did you ever see his feet? Do you guys look at that? That guy has the hugest feet I've ever seen. Like, you see him running, and it's, I don't know. Anyway, all right. Did we leave anybody out? Who did we not? Who did Jack not say was no good yet? Which superstar has Jack said is not? This is no.
No,
good?
it's not that I just don't like the style. It's just not basketball to me. It's just some of it's basketball, some of it's not basketball to me. And the style has proven not to win championships as we've seen in the past.
The Bucks
it hasn't.
And the Heat.
Well, no, I'm busting James Harden doesn't have a championship, and his style is get to the free throw line and gather and all this. It doesn't win championships, or it hasn't so far.
Too. Carmelo. Same way. I mean, he has a championship, but not in his prime in Utah.
Right.
I don't think anybody got past Michael in that era.
But by philosophy, he was the same thing. He was a big foul hunter.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. He was a big foul. Right. He would hunt for fouls and stuff like that. That's why Rodman would bait him, and frustrate him and stuff like that. And they stopped calling it. They're just, why don't you just make the shot? It's called basketball, not like this isn't wrestling. Didn't you guys do that a week ago?
No, we're doing it on Sunday actually.
No, but yeah. Rodman and Karl Malone wrestled.
Hey, we got one more though. How about the Bucks and the Heat? Is there anything there? Because I'm still a Bucks fan. I still think the Bucks are coming out of the East myself. That's my East team right there.
That's really, really, really cool, Paul. Really cool. I'm telling you, the Sixers are coming out of the East.
I'm just saying they've taken the climb. They're taking the next steps. I think this is the time when they go on to the next one. And again, let's not talk about Philadelphia in their last 20 years.
We don't need
what they've done.
We don't need to go into it.
Mhm.
No, the Bucks are probably going to win this series, probably in 5. They might even sweep them. I really like what they've been doing so far in this series. And like, I mean, like, I did not expect them to wax Miami the other night, but that was just kind of cool to see. It seems like the pieces are kind of starting to come together. And like, you're not a real basketball fan if you're not like super ready to see this Bucks Nets series. It's going to be so awesome. I just can't wait.
It is. That's going to be a good one. And it's the East, which is surprising. No. What do you think about the Bucks, Lamar, and the Heat? Uh-oh. Freeze frame. Okay. Jack?
We all know my love for Jimmy Butler and how he plays the game. And I really like the way Miami plays basketball as opposed to the way other teams play. You know, with all that being said, I think it's Milwaukee's year. Just like last year, I thought that Miami was running on all cylinders when they, you know, were beating teams in the East. They got banged up and injured late. They need to retool a little bit this offseason, I believe. And maybe having Oladipo would have helped, you know, in the sense, but they don't have him. So, yeah, Milwaukee's going to win that series. It's kind of nothing.
Lamar, you're unfroze, man. What do you think about the Bucks?
I think the Bucks finish it off in 5. The Heat just Jimmy Butler not playing well right now, and Tyler Hero ain't playing like a hero. Yeah, Bucks in 5, I say. They look focused and ready to go deep in the playoffs.
Do you know we were talking about destination places, and we forgot that one, you know, because Miami's a place to land. You know, everybody wants to land there. So
for who?
You know, anybody.
Kawhi ain't gonna fit there because Pat Riley ain't gonna like Kawhi Uncle Dennis all them demands. Riley ain't going for that. Riley ain't going for that.
And that's another place. I mean, like,
that's why you think LeBron is staying in Miami. He was Pat Riley like all his entourage.
You know, and Miami isn't NBA boot camp like Thibodeau, but Heat culture is one of the more demanding cultures in the NBA. Are we sure Kawhi's up for that? Kawhi seems to be more of like I march to the beat of my own drum type of player, but I'm still really freaking good at this game that we call basketball.
I mean, he's got his own laugh. I mean, he won't even laugh like everybody else. Of course he marches to the beat of his own drum.
Come on. You guys saw him the first 7 years of his career before he broke out of his shell. It was obvious he didn't have a great childhood, okay? I don't think he ever learned a proper laugh. Don't get on him, boy.
Oh, my goodness. I don't even know what to say. Okay. Well, man, I think that we have gone through.
You can't bash a kid for not learning a language if they grow up without someone to teach them to.
Well, I mean, that's true. And we're going to give everybody the benefit of the
doubt.
That
Uncle Dennis didn't teach him how to laugh, did he, Lamar?
But
hey, his dad died when he was young. Shot dead in front of him.
Uncle Dennis be having some crazy demands, boy.
Way to just bring us down, Liam. Like, way to close on
I'm just trying to add context.
I mean, good God. All right. So I think we went about through everybody right now. We want to get to our last piece, which is our last word. Everybody gets their last say before we say goodbye. Who wants to go first? Jack, you want to hit it?
Yeah, I'll hit it. So Memphis wins the series because I like underdogs and I like scrappy teams and I like my money back. And we'll call it this. We'll say both LA teams exit the playoffs early. Chris Paul finds some type of guru to massage that shoulder, and Phoenix moves on, and the newspapers don't have anything else to write about until the Dodgers or until football season starts out in LA. They're gonna have to make up stories about old Eric Dickerson again. Take it away, guys.
I can't wait to make my big time $10 when the Jazz win the series, and I'm willing to up that to another $10 when the Lakers win the series. But my last word, a little bit of personal news. I got an email today from Pro Football Focus. We all know PFF, right? You know, they do all the numbers for every position, QBR, all that jazz. And over the next month, I'll be breaking down like 3 test run trial films, doing player participations and player profiles. And like, you know, I get feedback on each one. And by the end of it, if I'm good enough and like I've grown enough and I'm able to do it at a good enough pace, then I'll be hired by Pro Football Focus.
Cool.
Wow. Well, there's a closing word right there for you. Should we all get his autograph now, or do we wait on that? How does that work?
It's not. It's like it's a data collection position. The email literally the email does state, you know, this is a foot in the door to the football industry, and
Yeah.
you know what? I work like a dog, man. I really do, and I love this stuff. So I'm ready.
Liam, I appreciate if you wrote your autograph on that $10. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I'll put it right on the screen.
No, we're just giving you a hard time, man. But it's great.
No,
Man.
congratulations. That was awesome.
I love it when everybody succeeds. That's the name of the game. Everybody's succeeding and getting to where you want to be. So, man, that's great news, and I hope it works out. And like always, if there's anything we can do around here, we will. Lamar, man, go ahead.
I'm going with the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies gonna force a game 7.
Ooh.
2 last words on the Grizzlies.
That's right. We brought it hard.
Paul, come on, change it up.
All right. For me, first of all, I want to say thanks to the new platform for which we tried out today. I don't know how well it went because we just tried it, and I'll probably get some feedback, I hope, from people to let us know how we went. It was crazy, but I like the app. I like the new platform there. It seems to have a lot of good stuff. And just my other last word is we are going to be doing that wrestling one on Sunday, so everybody get ready because that one's going to be a blast. We don't know what we're in for with these ladies, okay? They're wild, they're crazy. They're going to give us everything we can handle, so could be ready to come and get that with them. Everybody check it out. Everybody come and check us out. We're going to do our special podcast on Sunday with the Queen's Takeover. They are, and is it the Queen's Rant? I'll get that straight, but they are the best at what they do when it comes to wrestling, and it should be a lot of fun because they are as crazy as can be. So we look forward to that on Sunday, and everybody please come and check us out, theeverydayfan.com. As you can see, we got people like Liam who's going places, doing things, making those moves. So please come and check us all out, and thanks for coming by. Thanks for sharing our time with us, and we'll see you guys all again. Thanks.
Just one jersey of the day. Just one.
Just one. All right.